Hello and welcome back, everyone. We are going to try this again. This is Patty Bennett, and I am excited that you have joined me today. We are live on Friday, June 11th for one of my weekly crafting videos. I have been having a few issues with Facebook lately, and so I am going to see if this is a better signal, and we're just going to keep our fingers crossed, and we are going to hope that everything goes well. I am so excited because this shimmer vellum is just amazing, and I discovered that when I use my Pretty Flowers embossing folder and this vellum, it makes amazing cards. And then I just sort of went on and on and on from there. So I have three super cool ideas to share with you today using this Pretty Flowers embossing folder. It is absolutely gorgeous, and it is only $7.50. So it might be the best $7.50 you ever spend with Stampin' Up! If you are a flower lover like I am. All right, so again, welcome. This is Patty Bennett, and I share my Stampin' Up! Projects here on my blog, pattystamps.com. So if you're new and you haven't joined me before, when this video is done, I hope that you'll hop over there to see what I have for you. Now, the projects I show you today, we have these three, plus we have two more, will be on my blog tomorrow on June 12th. And you may be watching this later, so dates may not be as important, but I just wanted to make sure that you knew where to find details and photos for these projects. So let's see, if you're joining me live, just let me know. I just am hoping, fingers crossed, toes crossed, the whole bit, that we keep a really good signal. Just please let me know if everything looks good and you can see everything okay. Welcome again. Let's get started and let's look at these amazing products. I am so excited for today. So in our Stampin' Up! Catalog, this is the catalog that started May 2021, you'll find all of the embossing folders on 154 to 155. The Pretty Flowers is just a standard embossing folder. It's not one of the thick 3D folders. It's just a regular folder right here, only $7.50. I mean, I just can't believe it. It's just like I said at the beginning, the best $7.50 you're going to spend, because it is just stunning for flower lovers like me. And then the Shimmer Vellum, if you haven't found it, is on page 135, right down here. The description is up here. It says 2021-2023 in Color Shimmer Vellum. So let's look at it. I wanted to tell you that it does come in 12 by 12, and look at the shimmer. So here is the Evening Evergreen and the Soft Succulent. Then let me sneak under here and get my 5 colors. So then you can see here, can you see this shimmer? Oh my gosh, it is so gorgeous. It's beautiful. So we have the Fresh Freesia, Pale Papaya, and Polished Pink that rounds out the 5 in colors. Oh my goodness. It's not glitter paper, so not to be confused with glitter. This is shimmer, and it has, to me, all the benefits of glitter without any glitter coming off. It's thin enough that you can die cut, you can punch. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. And just in case you should want to use it without the shimmer, all you do is turn it over and you have a matte side. If you should want vellum in the in colors, but you don't want the shimmer, because maybe that would happen, right? So you have that option. So that is the shimmer vellum. Okay, so now let's get back to the projects and our embossing folder. And when you put a piece of this shimmer vellum in the embossing folder and you put it through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, look at this. Oh my gosh. I know I can see in the live comments here that you are excited, as excited about this as I am. Isn't it beautiful? Look how beautiful. It almost, I was telling my Tammy, I see you're on here. I was telling my friend Tammy, this almost looks like it's just wet and drenched with some kind of shimmery, glittery wonderfulness. It's so pretty. So I've got the fresh freesia, the pale papaya, and the polished pink that I made these cards with. I mean, can you see this? Is it so stunning on camera as it is in person? Give me a thumbs up or a heart if you can tell, because oh my gosh, like my heart is just racing because it's so pretty. It's so gorgeous. So let's look at the 3 cards. Yes, okay, I see thumbs up and hearts. So I think you can see it. I know, it is so gorgeous, right? Stunning. That is the word, Christine. Stunning. You are right. So here are 3 versions sort of the same card, and we're going to make one of these. But what I decided to do was layer the same color shimmer vellum onto its matching color of cardstock. So you can see that we have the freesia vellum onto the freesia cardstock. Same thing with pale papaya, and same thing with polished pink. And I just thought, as a starting point, let's just do that. I know you could kind of mix and match. You could put it onto white if you wanted to. In fact, let's just look at that and see if we were to put this on white. Let's look at what the difference would be. Really not a lot of difference, right? Still just beautiful. I actually think it accentuates it possibly a little more to put it onto the matching color. But it would be perfectly fine if you wanted to put this on basic white if you did not have the matching cardstock. So that's definitely a possibility. Then what I did, just because I made 75 of these for customer thank yous this week, and I needed these to be kind of quick, but also a wow. That's always my goal when I make my customer thank you cards, is that it is a wow, but it's also quick enough and easy enough, because I can't, spend like an hour per card. So I took a strip, 1.5 by 4 1/4 or 4, I did both, of the Expressions in Ink designer paper, and I put that on top of the vellum, and then I just decorated in different ways. So let's look at how I did that. I want to show you one of these, and we'll just make it together. We have the pale papaya embossed vellum, again with the Pretty Flowers embossing folder. And then we have the pale papaya cardstock. So you can see how it just accentuates as you start to put it on the same color. Isn't it gorgeous? And we have that strip of Expressions in Ink. My mind went blank for half a second. Excuse me. Expressions in Ink designer paper. And I picked it because it picks up the colors here that we're using. That's why I selected that. And then our cute little die cut is from the Encircled in Friendship bundle. So there is a stamp set and a die set that go together. It's this die right here, die cut in basic white. So that is what I used for my greeting. And for some of them, I used other greetings. For the one we're going to do today that looks like this, I pulled this greeting out of Encircled in Friendship, and it says, "Just a note to let you know that someone thought of you today." And I thought that was really nice. It could be sympathy. It can just be an everyday card. It can be, whatever you'd like. Now I want to show you tips for adhering. And I was delighted that the seal and the Seal Plus don't really show through this vellum, especially when it's embossed. Now, I think possibly that when it's not embossed, it might show a little more. but when it's embossed, really, this doesn't even show. So what I did was I wanted to tack down those top corners. You saw me put little spots there. And then since I knew that I was going to cover this, I put 2 lines of adhesive under there. Just in case it does show, then it would be covered up. But like I said, I was really delighted that really it didn't show. Like, I'll show you. Can you see the, like, I can't see it, right? I think it's wonderful. Wonderful that it doesn't show. So fun. Let's see. Oh, who is this? Susan is asking, missed the beginning. What's the embossing folder? It's called Pretty Flowers. This is what it looks like. I'll show you again just real quickly in the catalog. Page 155, it's right here. And it's not a 3D folder. It's just a regular embossing folder. It's number 155428, and it's only $7.50 in the US. And then, Susan, if you missed it, we're using the Shimmer Vellum right here, page 135, and it's in the 5-in colors. I always kind of feel like I'm on QVC or something when I'm giving all that shopping info. So here we have the embellishment. And like I said, I pulled out that sweet stamp that says, just a note to let you know you were thought of today. And you can either use a matching color of ink, like here I matched the polished pink to the polished pink. Here I used the freesia ink with the freesia. But here I thought, let's kind of pull in some of the pink. So I used the polished pink. So you can do whatever you'd like as far as stamping your greeting. I think because when we put this here, see how the pink is going to show? That could actually be pink and freesia. But I think I'm going to go ahead and use the pink. Nothing complicated about this. We're just going to, I don't really know if this has a up and a down. We're just going to stamp right in the middle of that circle. And because this is part of the bundle, it was made to do that. So it fits perfectly. Yes, Country Floral, Louise, exactly. And I actually pulled out that embossing folder because it is very similar to this one. And I will have another post at another time with this, a comparison with the Country Floral and this one. So we're just going to put that on there. Oh, and okay, I was talking and I forgot to say, I love the foam adhesive sheet. So I just cut that into squares and I put a little square of it behind there. I just personally, I like that better than a whole bunch of dimensionals. So that's just my preference. And then to embellish, I thought we would color, these are the Elegant Faceted Gems. And I've used different colors of Stampin' Blends. So you kind of have to go a shade darker. If you use Pale Papaya Stampin' Blends on any kind of gems, it's really, really light. So I actually pulled out the dark Calypso Coral, and that's what I've colored these with. But look, it actually looks like Pale Papaya, doesn't it? So we're going to put a couple of these pretty gems on here and just decorate quickly with that. And I think that looks lovely. Isn't that sweet? So easy, so quick. And that's the kind of the system that I used for these cards. This is from the Expressions in Ink, as are these flowers. So you can kind of dress it up. You can put extra layers. You can just simply do this and make it beautiful, but yet not as complicated. So there you go. Thank you. Oh, you like these. I'm going to very quickly scroll back to see if there were any questions. Then we're going to move on to our next 2 cards. Yes, so Debbie is saying, is the shimmery vellum kind of like shimmery white cardstock, but it's vellum? Similar, except this is much thinner than cardstock. This is just a vellum weight. So similar, but lighter in weight, thinner. Yeah, I guess that's the way to say it. Yes, exactly. Jennifer was just saying so much detail for a regular embossing folder that's not a 3D folder. I know. It's beautiful. It's amazing. Okay, so I don't think I missed any other questions. However, I've noticed sometimes I do miss comments. If you had a question for me, I'm going to ask for questions at the end when I share something really kind of fun about my dad. I have something to show you that is about my dad. So I'm going to share that at the end. And if you have questions, I'll be sure to ask again for those. All right, so now we're going to leave the world of shimmery vellum. I know. We are going to just look at how this looks with regular vellum because it's absolutely gorgeous on regular vellum. And same idea where I used that die cut and a stamp that fits in there and layered it onto an in color. Isn't it beautiful? And super simple. So let's just quickly compare. Here's the Freesia vellum on Freesia cardstock, and here's the regular cardstock weight vellum on Freesia. You still get the beautiful tone of color, but it's just not quite as vibrant in color. So this is something that you can totally do if you don't have this vellum yet. You can just use the regular vellum and emboss, and then embellish however you would like. So that is idea number 2 with the Pretty Flowers embossing folder and vellum. So that is just our regular vellum. Let me just grab a whole piece of that that's not embossed because you might not be familiar with oh, that's a window sheet. Hang on. I'm so sorry. Here we are. Cardstock vellum. I was like, why does that feel so different? So here's cardstock vellum, and it's just, you can see that you can barely see through it. It's a thicker weight vellum. I cut it into the 4 by 5 1/4 and ran it through the embossing folder, and there you go. Yes, exactly, Patty. She says this folder makes a really fast card. But in addition to fast, don't you think stunning? I mean, I do. I think this is completely amazing. So that's idea number 2. Now we're going to kind of build on this and wait till you see this. I am so excited to show you this. Oh, I hope this looks as beautiful on the camera as it does in person, because it is gorgeous in person. Oh my goodness. Does this show? Does it look pretty? Oh, I see. Okay. I see some hearts. I see some thumbs up. Yes, Tammy, great for a wedding or anniversary card. Exactly. I want to show you how quick and easy this is, because you might be thinking, oh my goodness, I might need like a lot of time or a lot of talent to do that, but you don't. So here is the embossed cardstock vellum. We're going to flip it over and we are going to work on the back. Okay. Let me see if I put it, well, I don't know if that'll help or not. Well, you kind of have to trust me. It's hard to see a little bit when you flip it over, but here's what we're going to do. We are going to grab some ink pads and some blending brushes, and we're just going to tap, tap, tap. And you know, when I use my blending brushes, I kind of just like to do it on my scrap paper first, just to make sure like I didn't have a super dark blob, because, right, that would be like, uh-oh. Hang on, let me see. Hang on 1 second. I'm wondering if we put this on a darker color. Yes, okay, perfect. Now you can see it. Because otherwise you're going to think like, how does she even know what she's doing? How does she know where to color? But now you can see. Okay, so I picked a flower and I just went around in a circle. That's all there is to that. So easy. Doesn't require a lot of talent or time or whatever. Then I'm going to grab Daffodil Delight and the blending brush that I use for yellow. Okay, we'll just move on to another one. Look how easy. I mean, is that just like, oh my goodness, way too easy? Now, you would not want to ruin a nice piece of cardstock by, going off the edge and doing this. I've just got it on here so that you can see it a little bit better, okay? Just a little disclaimer there. So I went around, and my 3 colors of pads and brushes for this were Rich Razzleberry, Polished Pink, and Daffodil Delight. You can pick whatever colors you like. This can be any combination of colors. But for the leaves, I thought, I don't think I'm going to have a lot of luck with a blending brush and trying to do those leaves. So I just turned to my Stampin' Blends markers. I actually liked the lighter color better for this, and I found it fairly easy just to stay within the lines, and that embossed area really actually kind of helps you. So quickly just went around, and you can see I'm not being super precise and taking a lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of time. And then if I found a smaller flower and I was maybe worried that I wasn't going to be able to get, right into that area with a blending brush, again, just grab, this is Flirty Flamingo, and you can just color in if you need to color a smaller area. And then when you flip it over, it doesn't really show a lot until you grab your basic white cardstock and you layer it on there. And then, as you can see, when you're done, look at that. So amazing. And it's just so quick and easy. It's so pretty, isn't it? Oh, thanks, Louise. She said, great tip. She's going to try that. The blends, Granny Apple Green and Flirty Flamingo were the 2 that I put on there. Yeah. So those were the 2. So I filled in a couple of the smaller flowers with Daffodil Delight blends. I did all the leaves with the Granny Apple Green. And the rest of them were the blending brushes with those 3 ink pads that I showed you. So what do you think? Do you love this? I think this is so cool. So cool. I just love this. So let's just do a fast recap then. So first we did Shimmer Vellum with the Pretty Flowers embossing folder. So here's what it looks like straight out of the folder. And then we put it onto the matching color of cardstock. And then we just embossed regular cardstock vellum, layered it onto a color, and made a card. Very quick and simple, does not have to be complicated. Then we used that same embossed cardstock vellum, and we grabbed blending brushes and colored the back to get this one. So those are my 3 ways to use vellum and the Pretty Flowers embossing folder. Oh, I love it. I am so excited about today. I am just, if you're finding me for the first time, you might be like, oh my gosh, this woman, she's kind of crazy excited, but I am. And do you know what? In less than 2 weeks, I will be celebrating 26 years as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am still this excited about new products. So I have a pretty high excitement level for Stampin' Up! And Stampin' Up! Products. Susan is asking what die. This I was showing earlier is the Encircled in Friendship bundle with the Encircled in Beauty die, and it's this one right here with the basic white cardstock, and I also used some of the greetings or the messages from this bundle as well. Yay! Yay! So thank you. Oh, thank you. Kind of you. Oh, don't let me forget. I have something special to show you about my dad. So if you are done, you're happy with seeing these projects and you don't have any questions about the projects, I will let you go and you don't have to stick around for this, but I just wanted to show you what is in this special box if you're interested in seeing it. I shared it with my Love to Stamp group team of demonstrators this week, and they said, oh, you should share that on your next live with your customers. Yay! So let's see. Oh, you're welcome. Patty is enjoying the versatility of this folder. Thank you for your nice words. Thank you. Hi, Morel from the Netherlands. Oh, great question. Christine is asking, do I keep a blending brush for every color? Hang on, let me grab my holder. Let's see if I can fit it in the screen. I know it's kind of big. This is the holder that I have from Stampin' Storage. And you can see there's a couple that don't have color yet. But basically what I do is I have a brush for almost every color. It's more like color family. So like lighter blues, darker blues, lighter greens, darker greens, the kind of the Cajun craze colors, the lighter oranges. That's how I do it. I don't have 50 or 60 brushes. I think that holder is, let's see, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 25 in that holder. And if I need more, I will get more. But for now, 25 was working really well for me. Yeah, so that's how I do that. Any other questions before I move on to what's in the cute little red box? By the way, do you have a favorite? Let me know. The colored vellum with blending brushes, the shimmer vellum, or the plain vellum cardstock. Let me know what you like best. I'm curious. I am curious to know. Yeah, it is a nice way to start summer, isn't it? Very summery. It's kind of transitioning spring to summer. Exactly. I like that. Holly likes the shimmer vellum. Martha does too. Kathy likes, yeah, they're all great, but shimmer vellum is her favorite. Carol likes the shimmer vellum. Gail likes them all. That's a good answer, Gail. Yes. Shimmer vellum, I think that's a winner, isn't it? I really do. Oh, thank you. Denise likes how I colored the clear vellum. Thank you, Diantha. So sweet of you. Thanks, Jessica. All righty. So I want to show you this because this is really interesting. Those of you who have followed me for a while, you know that my dad was quite ill and in the hospital for a while, and he did pass away at the end of March. When my brother went through his his possessions, he set aside a few things he thought I would like. And he set aside this box. This was from when my parents lived in Japan in the late 50s, right before I was born. They lived in Japan. My dad was in the Army Corps of Engineers in Japan, rebuilding bridges and highways. And they loved and embraced the Japanese culture. We had a lot of things in our home that had a Japanese influence, like geisha dolls and kimonos and the tea sets, the hot tea, lots of different things. Hot sake too, should say that. My dad liked that. But look at this. I just have to show you. So my dad's name was Jim, and one of his nicknames was Jimbo. This is a stamp. This is jade. And look, it's Jimbo in Japanese and in English. And I think this kind of logo and stamp is called a chop. I've heard that, and I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And look at this. This ink, I believe, is an oil-based paint. It's still wet. It still works. But I just sort of had to giggle that before I was even born, my dad had a stamp. And now, 61 years later, well, 63 years later, since they lived in Japan. Now I have his stamp. Isn't that kind of fun? Yes, Kimberly, thanks. It's called a chop. Yeah, I had read that. So yeah, fun, isn't it? And so I think I'm going to try that out with some Stampin' Up ink and stamp it. And I just thought that was really fun that one of my demonstrators commented how life comes for full circle. And I thought that was so appropriate. So yes, that is special. Very special. Just something kind of unique. Yes. And I am a stamper, Louise. You are right. My dad's first stamp, right, Kathy? Yes. Full circle, Martha. Exactly. Well, thank you all for joining me. Thank you for letting me share that special little story. Thank you for your enthusiasm about the Pretty Flower embossing folder and the gorgeous in Color Shimmer Vellum and different ways to use the folder and the vellum. Thanks for joining me. I'm really excited that you find me here on Fridays, or maybe you're watching a replay. That's awesome as well. I will see you again next week. And in the meantime, have a wonderful weekend and a safe week, and have fun stamping if you have time to do that. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.